Yeah, regarding med kit I carry when we come to the woods, there'll always be something on my bag to say there's a med kit there, and whatever bag I'm using, there'll always be to the left hand side of the front of the bag. So whether there's badges on there, and here I put red tags to tell somebody that if I send them back for a med kit, or if they want to use it, it's there.
Because the thing is, it's also about you knowing where everything is in your Bergen as well, mate.
Yeah, every Bergen will be on that side.
Yeah, for you, and that's how you do that, mate.
And anybody else now will know. So.
Yeah. Here's, and I certainly know, mate. Yeah. All right, mate. We'll go and show what you're carrying, and it's okay. So without you getting too embarrassed, because you know you've been on the ambulance and so forth, and you do know what you want, mate. And I've seen you help people when we've been out bushcrafting, mate. Ain't felt too well. Well, I'll leave it there on that. Right, fair enough. So we're gonna have a look at what I would call an advanced first aid kit. Yeah.
Yeah,
fair enough, mate.
Problems.
And you have got the skills to use it and qualifications and all that before we get Dr. Zhivago's pumping up and that.
Yeah.
Not a first aid lesson, just having a look-see, so, all right? And you know, a lot of people, well, Al's medical minute or whatever, all right?
Yeah. So in the bag, to keep it all dry and waterproof, that's how the first aid kit will come out, straight out the pouch. And I carry this pouch, but I don't ever want to use it, but I'll show you what it is. So, so this is just a general first aid kit, just geared at cuts and burns and scratches and whatever.
I think I already said, mate, this is what I would say is an advanced first aid kit for most people who are viewing this, mate, but because you have got the skills and you've done the time on the ambulances and that, mate. Right, I'm going to shut up now anyway.
Right, so this is just a general first aid kit in a long pouch, so it sits in my Bergen pouch, quite long, quite tall, sorry. As I say, it's just general stuff. So there's wipes there, gloves to clean yourself up and maybe a casualty, but though these wipes are for hands, not for wound cleaning, and gloves to keep my their wounds clean with my hands. Just some bits and bobs really, scissors and a clamp and tweezers for thorns and things like that. They're really, really sharp, so I keep them in a little cover there.
Yeah, no, bang on it, mate.
Burns gel, just a small one.
Yeah.
I've got a big one in the car, but for a burn, say palm to the hand, burn to the palm of the hand, something like that, and a top-up gel. But we've covered burns. So
yeah. What I'll do is I'll link underneath this video, ladies and gents. It will be a link to the ones we covered, mate, because there was a lot of interest in that.
Yeah. So obviously a torch if it's in low light or evening or whatever. I carry that. 3M tape to tape up a bandage or a dressing. Mess about with knots. It's sometimes a waste of time. Just tape it up. Again, general stuff like plasters and wipes, different sizes, and a torch just to check pupil reaction for the eyes.
Oh, that is Dr. Zhivago, sir.
No, you can tell a lot from pupil reaction.
No, I know you can, mate, especially if somebody's banged their head.
So for a large wound, I've got large ambulance dress in there. If the wound's a bit messy, this is a wound wash or a flush for an IV, so just strip that off and you can use pressure and wash the wound.
Yeah.
So
no, good skills,
it's called a wound wash. And then a compression bandage.
Yeah.
Something a bit more deeper, or something particularly if it's on the thigh, arm or abdomen area. So.
Yeah. And that's going to be the civvy version of the military dressing, mate.
Yes, basically, yeah. So that's just a general first aid kit.
That could be an inspiration for anybody that's not too clued up on it to think actually that's a fairly decent first aid kit, mate. Doesn't weigh a great deal either. You've got a lot of ironworks in there, but then you know the tweezers, the clamps, and all that type of stuff, mate. Is
And after something that's happened, the best thing to do with all the dressings, soiled dressings, soiled gloves, is bag it up in a yellow bag.
Mate, yeah. Whoop.
And if you're not sure, you can drop this off at your local doctors anyway.
Yeah.
They'll take it, or local hospital.
Yeah.
So that's just a pouch. The bits and bobs in.
Nice one, mate. I'll bring you back when you're ready to talk about the other one, mate.
This one here, also in the pouch there's some spare gloves, some hand gel to clean your hands up afterwards, and I reckon even if you worn gloves, we still clean our hands with hand gel afterwards, just in case the glove's got a micro tear in it.
Yeah.
Just some general meds, paracetamol, ibuprofen, antihistamine.
Yeah.
For myself or anybody.
Everything you can get from a chemist.
This is non-prescription stuff. So, bug spray. That's a recommendation for Wander Essex, and it's absolutely brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I tried quite a few, and that's the only one that seems to work.
So that's Life System Expedition Max.
That's it.
Fair enough, mate, yeah.
Really recommend that, it's very good.
Mozzies don't bother me too much, but then I'll smell a stealth cabbage and weed, and
And a casualty strap, you can buy these. This will secure a good leg to a bad leg, sorry, to a good leg or an arm. It doubles up as a sling if you velcro it over.
Yeah.
A lot easier than trying to do triangle bandages.
yes, mate, yeah. And that's quite long, so.
Yeah, it is long.
Put one on.
Can do, yeah, if you want to stand there. So if you give me an arm.
Sorry, guys, want to come back, yeah.
So this, where's the velcro? Where's the fluffy? I won't leave something like what you in there.
So I can't really see what's going
There's
on.
a rough example, very rough example. If Jeff's hurt his hand, rather than mess about with the triangular bandages, it took seconds
That's
to
done.
put him in that.
Yeah, no. No, fair enough, mate. And that's all right. It's not going to drop down, is it, mate? And if you really hurt your arm or broken your arm, you ain't going to move it too much anyway, because
No.
you cry like a baby, so everybody does.
And if you've got time for a triangular bandage,
Yeah.
but there's still a lot of pain, this will go that way around to secure the arm to the body as well,
Yeah.
for transport and things like that.
Police always use these for leg restraints, so when people are
The dark
kicking off.
blue ones, yeah, those are ankles, yeah. It's the same thing.
They're easy to get, mate. Yeah, they're not too hard on that, yeah.
No.
And like I say, if that was the broken leg, you just use that padding in the middle, as I remember, mate, to get the
That's
legs
it.
together.
Put a blanket
And
between it to
just-
secure the two.
Yeah.
Yes, then, and that's the company who makes them.
Right, sorry. Yeah, but the police, I've got
Yeah.
some of the police leg straps, mate. But that's for the weekend, sir. You know, when I want a bit of restraint. No, nice one, mate.
So that's just the general stuff that I carry for anybody who hurts themselves,
Oh,
like
yeah.
in the situation we are
So
now.
that's like your geezer's first aid kit,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
fair enough. And we're going to go on to a little bit of, if you've been trained, you know what I mean, your training stuff, mate.
So this is the one I don't want to see, but what I've loaded this in priority. So the first thing to do, obviously with COVID and things like that now, is unfortunately is a mask. I've got a mask available, so I then put the gloves on. Once you've assessed the incident, you know, the injury is quite serious. So I'm not going to show you how to use these things, but this is what I've got.
We want to have a look, see, mate, yeah?
So unconscious casualty, the biggest risk to an unconscious casualty is the tongue dropping back.
Yeah.
So these are what's called oropharyngeal airways, or OP airways.
Let's have one of them in your top left-hand
Yeah.
pocket, mate.
J tubes, I think they're often called as
Yeah.
well. So this will hold the tongue down
Yeah.
and allow what's called a patent airway. So you'll maintain the airway if the casualty is on its back.
Yeah, because that's the way it goes, in the gob and down.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough, mate.
Yeah.
Keep
There's
some.
two adult sizes there. We don't tend to have children, although I've got children in my bag in the car, but
Yeah.
they're the two adult sizes really. And then if it's a significant bleed, a catastrophic bleed, then we use a tourniquet. With every tourniquet there should be a pen, because the priority is to write the time on that you've actually used it.
Yeah. In the army, we had to do it on the forehead with a. Yeah.
You can do a felt tip, yeah, but there's a label on these now,
Yeah.
and you just write the time on it.
Someone, it's brilliant, mate. Don't start using this stuff if you don't know what to
No.
do. Get trained.
Yeah.
Ladies and gents, if you've got more than 16 people, employees, they've got to have a first aider. And if you're on a shift, you can go and see your boss. They do a 3-day course. They love it. They've got to have first aiders. St John's Ambulance Class 1, I think it is, and that. You know, pop in and see your boss. Say, look,
Yeah.
you know, hey, you're going to drop one here.
Yeah.
But I'll do the first aid course if you want, Gov.
The best course to do, and it's run for door staff, security staff, anybody who comes into trauma, is called the FRET course. First Responder Emergency Care, level 3, and you're taught to use this equipment here.
Yeah.
So you're above a first aider, but you're not a paramedic. But
Oh, no, yeah.
very
yeah.
useful qualification.
Qualification, mate.
So the tourniquet for catastrophic bleeds. You used to release after 20 minutes, a bit of a myth. You don't release it now.
No.
You leave it on, hence the time goes on
Yeah.
there. And a responding paramedic will not release it either, because then he's got to deal with the hemorrhage.
Yeah.
You'll rather leave it as.
If the bleeding stopped, wait till they get them to
Yeah.
hospital, mate. Yeah. Right, sorry, go
Yeah.
on.
So then we've got a standard Israeli bandages as well.
Yeah, everybody. We'll have a closer look at that later on.
Yeah.
'Cause, but you know, I've got one in the kit, and I've got a little special pocket for it,
Yeah.
mate. If somebody hits
Yeah.
himself with an axe, you've got an arterial bleed, or do you know what I mean, catastrophic bleed. You just can't
Yeah.
get better than
Yeah.
them.
So so we maintain the airway when we stop the bleed. Tough cuts for exposing the bleed.
Yeah.
So we now going to the stage where they're stable. So like the three of us now, if that was you that was injured, I'd ask Jeff to go and meet the ambulance at the main road.
Yeah.
And another vital thing really for what we do is what 3 words.
Yeah.
Because that can pinpoint you within 3 yards. So the casualties now, you're now stable, you're breathing, you're conscious. Next priority is the silver foil blanket. But tests have shown that if the patient's cold, that will keep them cold. If they're warm, that will keep them warm. So as a field expedient method, to keep you warm, I would get a tarp.
Yeah.
I'd wrap you up in the tarp, and then wrap you up maybe in the silver foil, or put in the silver foil, then with the tarp. You can't just rely on a silver foil blanket.
Yeah, it doesn't produce it.
No.
You may just retain a little bit.
It's all right in the marathon where it's a nice sunny day in London, but out here that would not be enough to keep you warm. So I would improvise and use a tarp, wrap you up in it, keep you warm.
Because people, I mean, I have one of them in my top left-hand packet. Got it here now, mate. But you can't like roll up like like you'd roll a body in a carpet and then sleep at night and wake up in the morning.
I mean, I get a tarp over you, 2 or 3 layers, and try and get it under all your extremities. If you're able to be moved, we'd log roll you over, take it under, and then lay you on that.
Yeah.
So you'd be completely wrapped up, ready for the ambulance crew. So.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, cracking on, mate.
So you're now warm, you're now conscious, and you're now breathing. To double check, I carry a pulse ox. This measures the blood oxygen level. So you're looking the oxygen level for 95 to 99. So that goes on the end of a finger. Press the on button. Come on.
See if I can get him in there.
It's cold. No, it's starting to warm up now.
Yeah.
Can you get a screen now?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Yeah.
So that will show your pulse rate and your blood oxygen. So I'll be looking between 95 and 99, and a resting pulse between 60 and 80. Although bearing in mind you've just gone through a trauma, it may be raised or it may be lowered because you're unwell.
Fair enough,
It's all
mate.
cold at the moment. It's not. See if I can warm it up, then I'll show you.
No, that's it, mate. Because that's it is a stage up from what people would carry, mate.
Yeah. So the casualty is warm, is breathing. I'm monitoring, and now just trying to make some notes if I can.
Yeah.
At what time it
The
happened.
old squaddy. No, brilliant, mate.
What time it happened, where it happened, anything you know about, if you know about his age, you know about his any medical conditions, get his mobile number and stick it on there, and just give it to the ambulance crew.
True.
That'd be absolutely brilliant. Then as I say, as it's in order, at the end of it, have a good clean up as well.
Yeah.
And disposal bag. That's in the other one. So.
Yeah. I think you got the facial mask in there for.
Yes. Yeah. We see mouth to mouth. You don't need to come into contact with the mouth now.
Yeah.
30 continuous chest compressions is good enough now.
Yeah.
You inhale roughly 4% oxygen. You give 1.4 roughly.
Yeah.
But if you do chest compressions, you're making them breathe 4%.
Yeah.
So it's far better to keep the oxygen level up through their breathing.
You're pumping the lungs, basically, mate. Yeah.
But
Because that was the same on my first day. Don't be like kissing nobody. It's got nothing to do with COVID.
No. It's what you give them.
Yeah.
But chest compressions, you make them breathe. You make them take 4 rather than you give them 1.4. But if anybody is interested, you can buy these. You can carry them. And it's just basically a mask. So you get the mask and you pull it out.
Because somebody may have facial injuries as well, mate.
Yes. Yeah.
And you might have had to use one of them to go in and keep that airway open, even though there is facial injuries, mate.
So that will go over the face, that one, and you just blow through there. So you do 2 inflations, while the other person is doing 30 compressions. To be honest, I wouldn't bother.
But if you're on your own, you just do the compressions.
That's right, yeah. And you keep going, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Until you're relieved.
Yeah. All right, mate. No, that's bang on it. So it's just nice for people to see a little bit of an upgrade of a first aid kit. But what we will do. I'm going to talk about the old Israeli bandages, mate, because they are a must-have bit of kit as far as I'm concerned when it comes to bushcraft. All right, and triangular bandages, because I've been taught to do everything with a triangular bang, a pad, and all that type of stuff, mate. But again, that's all working and that. But anyway, ladies and gents, here's just a little bit of a posher first aid kit, mate. But most of that you've got to have training, mate. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, the Cat 200Ks, the OP Airways, definitely.
Yeah.
If you do the threat free, you'll be told about pulse oximetry and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not rocket science, but it's very useful to have a casualty laying there. It's fired up now.
Yeah. So look, mate, just because someone will go, I wonder what he's on about. Go on.
I don't know if you can see that. It's not the best of illuminations.
No. You take your hand away, mate.
Yeah. So I've got the pulse on the right and the oxygen saturation on the left.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's come out. I can't see it, mate, but you can see it. I can see it on there, but not through the camp. Right, there's probably a very good reason why you are camp medic then, mate, yeah? And, you know, there's been a few times where I've seen you go over and see if somebody's okay, mate. Not going into too many details, but that's true, mate. No, so thank you there, mate. You know what you're on about, sir. You've done the time on the ambulances, and obviously you was a medic with the fire service up at Stansted and that. I'm blowing your trumpet a bit, mate, because you don't like to do it too much, do you? No, which is fair enough, mate. No, but you're bang on it with this. This and shooting is the only two things we don't take the piss out of. Right, fair enough. Because you can probably shoot as well, anyway. Right, cheers, mate. No, I appreciate that. It's just a little interest thing. But the other one, there's, you know, somebody's not too sure about first aid, or you know, thinking actually there's a few bits in there I think I should get in there. Yeah. Anyway. Thanks for that, Al. That's much appreciated.
And a bottle of Dettol.
Oh, but you love Dettol, don't you?
I love Dettol.
But again, you know, just so many uses, mate. Even from sterilising water, 1 or 2 drops. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to take it into a survival thing, because it's just a quick look at a first aid kit, mate, by somebody who genuinely kind of knows what he's on about. So, yeah. Thank you.
Okay.